Yes, what's happening, people? And welcome back to Gav Goes In. Big up yourselves each and every time. Big up to Sham for becoming a new member. Big up yourself. Yeah, just waiting for Jonas and for Fitz to come in. I think they're in the background now. Guys, as always, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you guys sub to the channel and make sure you share the channel as well. Yo, what's happening?
Yo, it's good.
You good?
Yo, what's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro, all good, man.
I'm
I
good.
understand.
You good?
You're driving back, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Jonas,
just driving down to London.
all right, man. Cool. Yeah, we can both hear you,
Massive.
man. So yeah, no worries, man. No worries, guys.
Good.
Before we start off, though, before we start off, let me just get the crowd going, man. Hey, listen, bit of Frankie Bialy in the Four Seasons, yeah. Listen, I'll tell you this now, yeah. I'll tell you this now. Obviously, Fitz, you know my thoughts on it already this morning, yeah. When you know what, I'm big up to you, Fitz, man, because I was unaware of those post-match press conference, yeah. And as soon as I see that, yeah, I thought, right, he's looking for a way out. You know, whether that's the right thing to do or not, but he's definitely been told that, you know, you're on your last legs, and the fact that he came out with those comments saying he's a manager, not a coach. I mean, he left them really with no other alternative but to sack his ass. And listen, I can't believe it because I knew it was going to happen, yeah, but I didn't see it happening. You know, I had an inkling of it happening, but you know, with this board, you can never trust it. But the fact that they've pulled the plug, my team can finally be back. You know, I'm not going to jump the gun too quick, but they've chosen Zirkzee, they've chosen Kobe over this fraud of a manager, and that is all I could ask for. You know, so yeah, boy, listen, it's a good day, but I'm just gonna read it out again, yeah, just so you know everyone watching is aware of this fraud Amorim, yeah. So let's start. Ruben Amorim's tenure at Manchester United. Worst Premier League win rate, 27.3% in 33 games. Most losses in the league in the fewest games, 15 and 28. Most Prem losses in a single season, 17. Lowest ever league finish, 15th. Most home defeats since the 1930s, 9. Worst ever start to a season, 7 points in 6 games. Lost the Europa League final to Tottenham Hotspur. Took him over a year to win 2 consecutive league games. Eliminated by League 2 Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup. 8 wins out of 20 league games this season. First 25 league games. The first person to get 25 league games failed to score in 10 games. In 42 Premier League matches, United scored 58, conceded 64 goals, negative goal difference. Yeah? Lost more games than won in all comps out of 63. Overall record for Ruben Amorim in all competitions, 63 games, 25 wins, 15 draws, 23 losses. Win rate of 39.68%. Points per game, 1.43. Amorim's win rate is the worst since World War II, before man was even born. Yeah? Since the 70s. And as I said, there's probably more, but they're the ones that I noticed, yeah? And Fitz, I'm going to let you take it away because, again, I want to hear your view. And Jonas, I want to hear your view after as well, yeah? But if there's anyone in the chat right now that tells me this fraud should have stayed, then please put it in the chat and let me hear what you got to say. But Fitz, I mean, was you surprised at the news this morning? I know you were saying that you could see him staying to the end of the season, but what did you make of it anyway?
Yeah, like, to be fair, like, that's why I pointed it out to you, because the press conference made me think, like, well, maybe it's not gonna be what I thought, because obviously if it had kept the way that it was, I do feel like they was just gonna keep him there until the end of the season, close to the end at least, then get rid of him. Probably like the same time that Moyes got let go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 11 games to go or something. Let somebody else take over for a couple of weeks, and then bam, appoint someone like a Glasner or whatever. But when I saw the press conference, I was like, well, he's named a lot of names, and when he's saying that you don't want to answer a question, but then when the interviewers said like, well, is it for this reason or that reason? He's like, you're very smart, but I'm not going to answer. Like, you just answered them, bro. You know what I mean? Like, he put him in a situation where they had to let him go. But I do understand the logic of some fans where they're like, this whole rotating door of managers isn't good. But I'll get behind that. But I've been behind that with other managers. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to get behind that sentiment with Amorim. When you've just spent like 3 minutes reeling off negative records that he smashed apart, no one can justify why he was even in the job for this season. After what he did last year, shouldn't have even been a conversation. He shouldn't have had any summer window. He shouldn't have had any of that. But like I said, I'm just happy. I did genuinely see it as worst case scenario. We're going to lose Zirkzee, lose Mainu. Yeah. And when he does go, it's going to be too little too late kind of thing. Like, it's kind of restored my faith in a sense with the board, because it's like, well, okay, at least now we don't have to riot over Mainu. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, like, any fan that's really getting behind Amorim shouldn't have been sacked. Let's be real, they've been listening to too many of these other fan channels and that, because they're only getting that narrative from one or two places. You know what I mean? When everybody else is united in the sentiment that he was not the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's literally just the power that one or two people hold in their communities that's continuing this debate. Like, shouldn't even be a convo. Like, look at World War II is a crazy stat to have actually fucking got to.
Bro, 1970s. 1970s, yeah?
Bro, it's absolutely crazy to think that we dropped that low as a standard. You know what I mean? Like, it just became like every other week there was a new negative. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. Obviously, like I say, I could see what you were saying about the change in tactics has obviously come from above him and all that. But I thought, well, because he's complying with that, I can see him actually just letting him get the most of this season under his belt, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, bro, best news I could have woke up.
But again, yeah, the thing for me, yeah, as soon as he started changing his system, it was the beginning of the end for him. Because as a manager, if you're being micromanaged by the board, because again, this guy never changed his formation, all of a sudden he's under pressure and he's making little tweaks. As soon as you start making little tweaks, you're more or less on the end of getting sacked for me, because you know, you can't be micromanaged as a manager and think that, you know, they're just gonna just let you do what you want to do and you're gonna see it out for me. And I think this is why they pulled the plug, because of that post-match press conference. And the very fact that he mentioned about he's not a manager, sorry, he's a manager but not a coach. Yeah. This is what I was saying at the beginning, yeah, because for me, yeah, the only reason why Ten Hag was sacked is because we was under the illusions that this guy is a top coach. So again, if he's saying that he's a manager, not a coach, why the hell was he brought in the first place? Because Ten Hag is actually a better manager than him when you think about it. So you're sacking Ten Hag to bring this guy in because apparently Man City wanted him and all this other bollocks that they're saying, yeah? But he ain't coaching nothing. The players are not getting better. You know, he's deluded with his tactics, with his idea of how he wants to play the game. So for me, as soon as he started saying that, I'm looking at it, and I think Ineos are probably thinking, why is he actually mentioning the fact that he's a manager, not a coach? Because he's now trying to question them. And as soon as he started doing that, I just said, yeah, he has to be gone. Something's going to happen because he's questioning their authority. Whether people like it or not, that Ineos are doing a good job, or whether it's a case where they reckon that Amorim wasn't given the players, etc. As soon as you go and question the management like that, and really and truly, they should have sacked him long time before anyway. Like, you're in trouble for me, And yeah, I think the change of formation was the start of it, because remember, this guy was saying he's not changing nothing, not even the Pope will make him change, and then all of a sudden he's changing it. And again, he would have been thinking to himself, he'd be regretting them words that he was saying. But I think we have to say, man, that it took Ineos time, but yeah, I'm happy, man, that he's gone. And just going on to what Clock Enders says, bringing back the glory days again, no? You know what I would say, yeah? Again, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, yeah? But I think this is going to be one of the first times for a little while where I'm actually going to be excited to see my team play again, because it's been 14 months of hell under this manager. And then not to mention before that, it was hell under Eric Ten Hag. And I know Darren Fletcher is the interim caretaker right now, but from what I'm hearing, basically he's only got a couple of games because they're looking for the replacement right now. Now, obviously, there's been names flying about, Glasner, the Zerbi, Xavi. Go and get me any one of them. Get me any one of them, and because it's not too much to ask for me personally. Just go and play a system which gets the best players playing, and we can see this club moving forward. We've got Burnley and Arsenal. No, sorry, Burnley, Man City, and Arsenal as our next 3 games. Yeah, I don't see no reason why we can't at least pick up 5 points as a minimum. I know he might be asking a lot because that's 2 draws against Man City and Arsenal, but I think if this team plays a 4 at the back, we get players back to confidence. I don't see no reason why we can't pick up some points, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, because it's been a long time coming, as I said earlier today. But I mean, in terms of this whole nonsense about Amorim not having his players, I mean, there's so many people keep saying the same thing. Amorim was let down by the board, and again, I've had my say in it plenty of times, and again, I know your thoughts on it as well. But do you think that these fans that are backing Amorim, do you think they've got anywhere to go with this in terms of him not having his players?
Bro, not a chance. Like, I seen this summer window, because Sky Sports News has been showing stats all day long, innit? This summer window, he spent 232.5 million. We're talking about £250 million in total when you start adding in like the Lyon and Dorgu signings and all this. You're talking about £250 million, bro. That, don't tell me this manager wasn't backed. He just chose the wrong players, bro.
Yeah.
Like, end of the day, like, it never made sense to me. Summer, when everyone was getting gassed about Mbumo and Cunha, to me, yes, good players, but did we need 10s or did we need a keeper and a midfielder and a striker? You know what I mean?
But again, though, I'd have to say, because I've always stuck to the opinion that these are club signings. So, do you think it's a case where Amorim wanted them to, or that's just that's the board forcing it on him?
Now, I think it was a bit of where they presented Amorim with a list, and he's chose from that list. You know what I mean? Like, to me, I don't feel that the board's completely just saying we're going for Cunha. You're gonna have to fit him into your tactic. I feel like he will have had that sit down, because you remember at the beginning of the season when we're hearing he's getting 3 years minimum, this, that, and everything was rosy. So I don't feel like he was like told who were signing. I feel like he definitely did have an input in that, and or at least, like, if they didn't ask him for input on the player, at least the positions. At least there's no way he wasn't brought into some kind of convo. And then he was obviously expecting more backing in January. And when he got told that he wasn't going to get backed in January, that's where his mood changed. And you could see it in the press conferences, you know what I mean? Before that, he stood on business. As soon as he got told that, and then people are asking about January targets, and he's saying we've not discussed that, you could see his attitude had totally declined. Like, well, for me, it was a recent breakdown, this between him and the board. It's not been brewing for fucking ages. I think maybe the board's been thinking about it for a month or so, but I feel like they were still trying to give him benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we wasn't really hearing any rumblings about him going or anything. You know what I mean? It was just fans being unhappy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like obviously the things that he said when he's saying that scouts have got to do their job and the board's got to do their job and all this, he's basically just pointing fingers at everyone around him. It's like, well, you've got to go at that point. Like, said it before in the chat, innit? Like when Fergie used to say no one's bigger than the club, that should extend to management. That should extend all the way through. Obviously, if like Barad is the one that brought him in, maybe he should be held accountable. You know what I mean? Or fucking if it was Wilcox, like whoever, we should be holding other people responsible for why we had to tolerate this for so long. But first things first, like the first solution, we said this like 2 weeks ago, is change the manager. We already know the ownership model absolutely in shatters, but what we can get to that. You know what I mean? First things first, let's save the team before it's damaged like irreparably. You know what I mean? Like if we'd have lost Mainu and Zirkzee and that, like think if we'd have lost Zirkzee this window and Mainu, look how thin the squad is. You know what I mean? In those positions specifically. Like you could probably risk getting rid of a centre back, you know what I mean, and not really feel it too tough. When you're talking about taking Zirkzee out of the picture and you've got Sesko, who's not really performed, who's already been hit by an injury once this season, why are we even contemplating this? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. Obviously, if he'd have been here an extra 2 weeks, let's be real, those two players wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it was edging that way, really. But yeah, as you said, man, like if Zirkzee would have gone, because the thing for me, is that Man United realistically, who are they going to target if they was to let Zirkzee go? Because who is out there capable? Because the striker market is small as it is anyway. So who would have been capable of for Man United to go and get in January if they wanted to move out Zirkzee? Because again, you still got fans saying that Zirkzee isn't a 9. They reckon he's a 10, which again, that's just nonsense. He's a number 9 with number 10 qualities. That's not even hard to understand. Yeah. But Ruben Amorim had people thinking that Zirkzee's not a 9. That's how bad he is. Yeah. And then Kobe's situation as well. You know, I touched on it today earlier. You know, you've got arguably the best academy prospect at the club. And this is a guy that's been left out of the England squads. He can't get a game for Manchester United. But yet we're meant to believe that he's no good because of Ruben Amorim. And for me, these two, Zirkzee and Kobe Mainu, they're the future for Manchester United for me, you know, along with the likes of Ahmad and the likes of an Aiden Heaven, Lenny Yoros, etc. You know what I mean? These guys are the future players for United. And we need to be attracting better players to help these guys come along. And the very fact that this manager wanted Conor Gallagher, and I said to you, Conor Gallagher cannot be a possibility for so many reasons, And I believe, this is what the breakdown was. I believe Amorim has said, I need Gallagher. And they've probably looked at it and thought, nah, we can't be getting Conor Gallagher at this club. Who are we? You know what I mean? We're not Blackburn Rovers. You know what I mean? So this is why I think the breakdown was. It must have been something along those lines. And because that was the only kind of target that I could see Amorim really interested in that was realistic. You know, people talk about Walton, Elliot Anderson. You know, they're not realistic. They're more summer signings. Baleba could be either or. But I think in the midfield, which is what he probably wanted, he was trying to target Conor Gallagher, and I think the ball just told him, "Fuck off! You're not getting Conor Gallagher." You know what I mean? And I rate it because, that was one thing I just couldn't agree with, man. Rob, big up to Rob James, says Luke Shaw and Maguire still there, says it all. Not gonna attract best players with no Champions League. So let's talk about the Champions League. Yeah, Manchester United is a massive club. Yeah, we're always gonna attract players. It doesn't matter what stage we are at. We are always gonna attract the top players. Obviously, people might say, it gets a lot worse now because United are failing, which is why this Ruben Amorim plug needed to be pulled. So yeah, I'm not really fussed about attracting the best players. We need to get to a situation where, we've got a stable team, a stable system, and start building from there. But I'm looking at this league table right now. To think that Man United are 6th and 4th place is up for grabs, we're not a million miles away. But to say that we can't attract the best players with no Champions League, as I said, this team here is a top 6 minimum team squad. No doubt, yeah. And for me, as I said, the way the league's going this season, under this manager, I don't believe we can get top 4. You change this system with a better manager, top 4 for me is now on. And I think that's what Ineos have probably looked at, yeah. Luke Shaw and Maguire, yeah. Harry Maguire is a squad player for me, if we're being serious. He's not someone that should be starting any games. Luke Shaw, for me, the fact that he's still here is a disgrace. But a lot of these fans that keep saying Luke Shaw and Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Dalot, a lot of these fans keep saying that these players have sacked multiple managers. Yeah, it's making me laugh because these are the same players that myself and a lot have been saying needed to go from time ago, and now all of a sudden these fans are now saying that these players are now the problem. Like, it's just laughable, really. You know what I mean? So, yeah, as I said, man, we're always going to attract the best players, man. So I've got no problem in saying that Manchester United are one of them clubs that can still get the best players regardless of how they're performing, and the fact they've pulled the plug on this manager, because you have to look at it as well. If we're going to try and attract some top players, what top players are going to want to come and play in a 3-4-2-1? That's one of the things as well. So, yeah, it's crazy business, man. But you are still trying to replace arguably the greatest manager of all time. It's just this destined to fail at every corner for the forthcoming future. Big up to Clock Enders. Listen, this Ferguson thing has to die as well, man. Like, Ferguson is one of the greatest managers of all time. But if we're gonna still keep trying to compare other managers to Ferguson, we are gonna fail. We are. So listen, Man United have to build their new path. As I keep saying, Glazers are a separate issue from what I'm focusing on, because my voice, a lot of fans, you cannot get the Glazers out. It's as simple as that. If it was a case of getting the Glazers out, I'm pretty sure they'd have been out a long time ago. So I can only look at on the pitch, and on the pitch hasn't been good enough. So, but yeah, we need to stop comparing any manager with Ferguson. That's not what it is. Just get a cohesive team on the pitch, in a thriving system, playing the best players, and then we can go step by step. It's as simple as that for me,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, bro. Like,
because the thing is, when people like keep referring back to Ferguson, like, people say it like he's the blueprint.
Yeah.
Nah, he was an I can't even say the word anonymous.
Anomaly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get me?
That's a madness.
I'm too blocked up, bro. It's cold in Money. It's been snow for the last 3 days. But yeah, like, obviously he was a 1 in a million, like, nothing like him before, after, ever will be. You know what I mean? He's the Bret Hart of managers. Best there was, best there is, best there ever will be. You get me? But
I hear it.
You can't compare nobody to him or use him as the blueprint, because, bro, like, so I was having a conversation with Titanium in the chat earlier today, innit, about his stint at Aberdeen. And I was trying to say, like, he always had a head coach no matter where he was. And I found out who it was at Aberdeen, innit? But Like even all the way back to that, beating Real Madrid in a final of a European final, nonetheless against Real Madrid when Real Madrid were the top dogs. Insane business. And then to go to Manchester United and just revamp the whole thing from bottom to top, base it all on youth, branch out the scouts, all that is total different business. You know what I mean? He ran the club from top to bottom essentially. No manager is ever going to get given that kind of power or freedom again.
It's a different era, man. Yeah,
total different. So when people talk about, it took Fergie so long, that's because he was going, like the last time we'd won a trophy was Matt Busby when he took over. You know what I mean? He was coming after like a 30-year dry spell where we'd not done anything. You know what I mean? And had to turn it around from bottom to top. We're not that far away from when, like, that's why people keep referring back to Fergie. So if we've only just come out of the Fergie era and now we're going through these tough patches, why are we talking like we want to wait another 20 odd years before we have a manager that can rebuild from bottom to top again? Like, you know what I mean? We're all like, what Fergie did for us was elevate us to the point where now, some fans will say we're living off legacy, but that so be it. Like, we are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and we will always attract quality players because there'll be players out there right now, like Mbappe, that grew up with Cristiano Ronaldo on their wall. You know what I mean? That grew up with Wayne Rooney on their wall. Bro, Paul Scholes, right? The list can keep going on. You know what I mean? There's too many people that were major key influences in football in general that played for United, that were icons of United. So we're always going to attract quality players. But if we're looking for the next Fergie, bro, essentially you've got to wait until we fall that far that we need rebuilding top to bottom. And right now, it's not that far. It's not that deep. We've actually, like you say, we've got a good squad there. You know what I mean? It's just a case of getting them to enjoy playing football and play them in the fucking positions that they're meant to play in. You know what I mean? Stop trying to adapt them into your vision for something. Let them play the way they're meant to and watch the results start coming in. I'm not saying we're going to win trophies immediately, but we can start competing again.
Yeah, exactly, man. I think it's underestimated how bad that system was. You know, like we've spoken about it so many times. Certain players are playing where they're playing, and for me, you know, as you said, I don't expect Man United to go and win a trophy this season. I don't. You know, FA Cup is in the balance. You know, obviously we're not winning the league title, but what I will say is that at least give these players a chance to kind of perform something which they're a bit more comfortable with. Because whenever I hear people say that these are the same players that got Ten Hag the sack, and like that's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard, man. It's like, so basically just reading off that, because apparently these players got Ten Hag the sack. So what, we can never try the same system again? Like, is that what we're saying? Like, you tell me what team really that plays a 3-4-2-1 in this league. There ain't no one. The only team that plays a three at the back really is Crystal Palace. And that's because I believe Glasner's doing that because he's adapting to the players he has. So that, again, that is Glasner adapting to the players. This manager wants the players to adapt to him. Why is he heading? Why would the players adapt to you? You've got to adapt to the players. Surely. There's more players than you. You know what I mean? So like the whole thing about this manager needing these players, etc. It's just a load of nonsense, man. And it's nonsense that I'm not gonna buy, whatever, you know what I mean? He's had his chances, he had his chance to change, then they forced him to change, you know what I mean? And listen, he's gone, man. And we're not a million miles away. I'd always say that, you know. I do think it's you know, of course we need new signings. That goes without saying, but you know, I think you'll find very quickly with a system change, you know, you're gonna get better performances, you know, and starting with Burnley, you know, I expect Fletcher to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, and he better just chuck his son back in the reserves as well, man. his son can be nowhere near that squad. I'll tell you that for free, man. You know, I don't want to see none of his sons getting time, man, because they're not the level.
No
And
room for nepotism this season.
nah, bro. Listen, forget all that crap, man. Just chuck them back in the reserves. Let them learn the game, man. If it's an FA Cup game and you're gonna put them on the bench, cool. But anyhow, he starts trying to start them in a league game. Yeah, get rid of him as well. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I ain't got time for that, man. You know what I mean? That can't be happening. Clockender says Sancho, Anthony, Sanchez, Onana, Di Maria, Donny. The list goes on and on and on and on. Yeah, add Ronaldo into that as well. I know that's a bit uncomfortable, but add him into that as well, because the very fact that he was brought back to the club was a massive mistake. But listen, we kill players. Like, it's as simple as that. As a club, we kill players because the fan base don't really align with a lot of the same players. You know, I've spoken about this for time. Obviously, I know you're aware of it as well. But the amount of players that are criticized by this fan base, it always seems to be the same sort of players. You know, it's always the technicians that don't get given the length of time at this club, and the guys that are seen more as the athletes always survive. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But yeah, listen, some of them players in that list that you've said, Clockenders, as I said, I'll take Sancho back. Anthony, I would have given a chance to, but he's now gone. Sanchez should never have been signed in the first place. He was on a decline, and I was a massive fan of Sanchez, but he was on a decline. And the fact that Mourinho brought in Sanchez to replace Martial, who was one of my favorite players and was keeping Mourinho in the job, was an absolute joke. Onana, again, Onana, to say that Onana came in and De Gea went, again, was stupid. But then, you know, Lamens has been good, I think, but it's not like Lamens is making a massive difference to what Onana's doing. He's still conceding a similar sort of amount of goals. And again, that will tell you that there's a system flaw there, you know. Di Maria didn't want to come to United in the first place. He was forced out the club. And Donny was never given a chance because it was all about Bruno Fernandes. So, yeah, those players you've mentioned there, you know, we could have handled them better, no doubt. But this is the club for you, man, you know. Big up to Babs One Diva. Big up. Big up yourself. Never mind the manager. The squad is pony. Fitz, what's your take on the squad? Because I've had my say already. I mean, because I just don't understand people that think the squad is poor. I look at a lot of the other squads in this league, yeah, and I'm saying probably bar maybe Arsenal, Man City. Man City, I don't think there's a better squad in the league, personally, for numbers and for quality.
Yeah. I think because obviously with Liverpool, we've got a lot of attackers, but defensive wise, I think we shit all over them with defenders. Yeah, but what I think we're basically round about where Villa is now. I feel like when everyone's available, our first team is strong, but we don't really have depth. You know what I mean? Like when it comes away from the first team now, okay, we're reaching. We've got Ugarte on the bench. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we definitely need a stronger bench, but first team, I feel that pretty much there. Probably one addition, a midfielder. Bring Cobby in, and then pair him up with somebody like a Baleba. Bro, first team is there.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone can really, especially in the right formation. You play far at the back. I feel like we're pretty strong. Obviously, I would like a bit more experience in net so that Lamens can take his time and develop at his own rate. But at the same time, I do kind of liken this Lamens signing with what we did with De Gea. Like De Gea, we just threw him in deep end. You're gonna make mistakes for a season or two, but when you come right, you're gonna be the best in the league. Yeah. So I'm hoping that's where this whole thing goes with Lamens. But ideally, like just a midfielder to pair up with Cobby. Our first team's on point, bro. Like maybe a striker, like, because to be fair, if you're playing Zirkzee up front and Cesc goes the backup, Sesko might be a decent backup once he starts clicking. You know what I mean? But right now, I would like another option because I don't feel like Sesko should even be on the bench every week right now.
Yeah, but this is the problem. Who's out there to target?
But
This is what I'm trying to say to you. There ain't
yeah.
no strikers really that are gettable or
You know what?
of the level.
You know what? Yeah, I seen someone in the chat before say about to Stegen, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, why not to Stegen and Lewandowski just for a little bit of experience in those two positions?
Because
You're not gonna start every week though. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
but again, yeah. There's no way Barcelona let Lewandowski go because again,
He's
as
going
much
on
as
a free anyway.
Lewandowski is declining, yeah, they're still in Champions League and he's pedigree in the Champions League. They're gonna need that in the latter stages.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's going on a free in the summer anyway, innit? They
So
let him in.
what? Are you saying for next season then?
Yeah, like next season, because obviously next season
Oh,
he's not going to expect to start every game, bro. Not at his age.
oh
But
no, I thought you meant January. You
oh
wanted to get
no,
him in.
no. Like right now, let's be real. Like there's no strikers out there right now for this window. This window I would try to aim at. Let's just go all in on Belieber because
Yeah.
why not? Like there is actually I could see that happening in January. You know what I mean? I couldn't
Mm.
see many others happening. So go all in for Belieber in January
100.
and summer.
100.
Bring in it because we've done it in the past, and I know it's not always been the most successful. But like when we brought in Zlatan on a free and stuff like that, little bit of experience when we
Yeah.
needed it came in so much handy. To
Mm.
be fair, if you could pick those two up at the end of the season on frees,
Yeah.
to me that squad depth already. Maybe spend some money on one or two midfielders, and we're there.
Mm. You know what? I never thought about it like that. But if you could get Lewandowski into Stegen, then yeah, for the experience, it's a no brainer because this team is lacking experience. It's lacking leaders really. And if we're thinking that Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro are gonna go, you're gonna need some players of that ilk to come into the club.
Yeah.
Whether the club
Otherwise, you got Mason Mount and Luke Shaw leading the locker room, bro.
bro, they can fuck off as well, man. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. We need some real quality leading us, and I feel like them two in the changing room would have a massive impact. And then bringing Lewandowski into the mix when we need him. Like I say, I feel like he'd be able to do a job. I don't think he's going to be the number one striker for us, but he could easily do a job for us. And I feel like with the other clubs that will come in for him, I feel like we're definitely going to be the biggest name that are interested if we was.
Yeah.
All the other conversations is what MLS and back to Poland and that. I think if Manchester United came in and said, look, we need some experience, you're not going to play every week, but you're going to be a key part to the fucking season, I feel like he'd give it a go.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I mean, I'd be on board with that, man, definitely, because you can't be passing up experience, especially of two players like that, anyway. And but I'm looking at the 4-2-3-1, yeah, and the reason why I think Manchester United are not that million miles away, yeah. You look at the team, yeah. Obviously, you've got Lamens in goal, but you've got two right backs at the moment, and then obviously you can revisit the Dallo one in the summer. So you've got Mazraoui and Dallo as the two right backs. You've got Patrick Dorgu, Luke Shaw as the two left backs, and then you've got what's his name again? Diego Leon. Malacia, should I say, as another option there. Then you've got Delict and Yoro, Heaven, Maguire, Lissandro. That's 5 centre backs to the end of the season. Midfield, Kobe, Casemiro, Yagate. Obviously, Yagate needs to go anyway. And then again, if you can get a midfielder, and from what I'm hearing as well, United are looking to be active in this market, and that just tells you a lot that they weren't rating this Ruben Amorim. You know what I mean? So let's hope that they make some signings in the window anyway. And then you look at, even if they want to play Ahmad or Embremo on the right, then Ahmad can play in the 10. Bruno can play in the 10. Kobe can play in the 10. Cunha can play in the 10. Cunha can play from the left. Mason Mount can play from the left. Mason Mount can play in the 10. Zirkzee can play in the 10. Zirkzee and Sesko, 2 9s. All of a sudden, and then again, if you want to bring through some of the younger players, to add up to the squad, but all of a sudden, yeah, the change of system, it shows you that Man United have got some players, because this 3-4-2-1 will make you think that they're struggling for players. This is the problem, so yeah, I just think that if we can get definitely a midfielder, like a Baleba in this window, and you go to the 4-2-3-1, I'm pretty confident. I'm much more confident than I was, because the manager and the system was a massive problem for myself, really. But yes, see. Who's next? Hopefully not Southgate. Yeah, bro. Listen, we're not getting Southgate, man. Like, this Southgate talk is nonsense. you think they're gonna turn down Conor Gallagher to go and get Southgate? Come on, man. Let's be serious. That's not gonna happen. Nancy is available. Yeah, I hear it, man. Another black manager getting sacked. What's a surprise there? Sacked a Celtic manager. Had 8 games. Yeah, boy. He's been through it, but yeah, I'm not sure where he goes.
They did just lose the Glasgow derby.
Yeah, no. It was going to happen, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not giving any chances out here. Gav goes in. Surely happy you have been calling it all along, bro. Yeah, listen. The telltale sign for me, yeah. If we're forgetting last season's madness, 15th place, losing the Europa League final to Tottenham Hotspur, yeah. I said as soon as I see Kobbie Mainoo was forcing through a transfer, because you have to realize that this club has been built on the youth, and the fact that we've only got one academy player, you would say, that is a regular player in the squad in Kobbie Mainoo, and this manager is just basically not using him properly. When he's forcing the move, it was always going to be, because I remember when, as I said, his entourage come out and was trying to force a move in the summer, yeah, and I immediately said that is a ploy from Kobbie's team to force Ineos's hand, and it was going to come down to and it's sad really, because it shouldn't come down to this, but it was always going to come down to Kobbie or Amorim. The fact that Amorim wants a midfielder and wanted Conor Gallagher, the board probably said to him, look, Kobbie's staying, you got to use Kobbie. He's probably got pissed off, and this is why he's now coming out talking the way he is. And really and truly, let's face it, Kobbie's won. That's what's happened. And people can start saying player power, all this other nonsense. The facts are, you've got an academy product there that was meant to be one of the shining lights of this season, and he's been mishandled, misused, and you think that the club are going to force him out for a manager that has a 37% win percentage? Hell no. So listen, Kobbie, big up to yourself, man. Salute to you. You've won the battle, unfortunately, for Ruben Amorim. And yeah, that's it, man. That is it. Why are people making excuses, blaming the board? The results don't lie. Again, these people that are doing that is because it can only be one or two things. They either fancy him or they're deluded. Pick one. Because I just don't understand. I've never seen a manager get this much protection. And what makes me sick as well, yeah, is that we just keep hearing the same things. It goes back to the Glazers. Alex Ferguson was winning with the Glazers, by the way, for a lot of these fans that are not even aware of that. So the Glazers are a problem. They always will be a problem. But there's no one that can honestly say that this Ruben Amorim guy done the best with what he's got at his disposal. He didn't. He failed, and now he's been sacked, and rightfully so. The only problem I have is that it took too fucking long. But it's happened now, and let's just let's be positive, as they all want to say. Let's be positive. That's all you hear. I'm going to be positive. He's gone. So, yeah, you're going to hear me propping up this team now, man, because as much as I don't want Darren Fletcher hasn't got much to convince me, man. Just play the same player formation that gets Ahmad thriving, Cunha thriving, Kobe thriving, Zirkzee thriving, and we keep it moving, man. That's all I want to see, man. To be honest with you, one for you, Fitz. Ivan Toney swap for Bruno. What do you reckon?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it all day. Because I don't feel like Bruno really. I don't feel like he contributes to. I know obviously he contributes to the team, but he's a detriment to the team. You know what I mean? Doesn't contribute enough to the team, enough to outweigh the negatives of him being involved. You know what I mean? When it, like I say, 90 minutes every game, no matter what, he's there, and it's good, bad, or indifferent. He's always on the pitch. Like, that's not the way any player should be at Manchester United. If you're having a bad game, get off that pitch. Like, growing up, I watched every player that I've ever idolized get subbed off at some point during a bad game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact that I even watched when Bruno, when he got injured, nobody pulled this up, yeah? Like, the guy stopped the game himself and turned to the ref. That's how much power he's been afforded at United, that he felt he could stop a league game and tell the ref, wait a minute, let me get my leg together. Bro, the ref had to remind him, you either kick it out or get off the fucking pitch. Like, what are you going to do, bro?
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that.
I swear to God, like, just go. I guarantee it's still on Match of the Day, like, because they got a couple of weeks worth in it. You'll be able to find it, bro. Go back and check that. My man stopped, grabbed his leg, like, basically just like stop the ball, like time out kind of thing. The ref had to let him know, like, bro, this isn't how it goes. You know what I mean? And then basically he's looking over to Amarim and that, telling like Amarim, now I'm gonna stay on kind of thing. Like, bro, what kind of power is this guy given? No,
bro, he must have nudes on someone in the club, man, because I've never seen nothing like it. I don't understand, how a player of that low level, can just be running amok at one of the biggest clubs in the world. I've never seen it. Like, not even Cantona had it. But this Bruno Fernandes, why is he the difference?
Look. Who would you say has been the best captain in your lifetime for United?
Oh, bro, it's easy, man. You know it's Roy Keane, isn't it?
Right. What happened to Roy Keane?
Yeah, he got booted at the club. Yeah.
Booted out. Because he was seen as by Fergie as this guy's going to be more of a negative impact on this team around him than a positive. And as good as a player he was, that the negatives outweighed the positives, and he had to go. And that's from the guy that everybody's trying to fucking say is the blueprint for every manager that we signed. So he has to go. You know, he's got to. The negatives outweigh the positives, and at this point now, if we could get someone like Ivan Toney, like, okay, at that point, that's a little bit younger than Lewandowski, good experience on him still, potentially still got his best years ahead of him. I'd take that. You know what I mean? Ideally, I'd probably want a little bit of money for it too, because I don't feel like Ivan Toney like wants to stay where he is.
Yeah,
I think he definitely would like a return back to the Prem. Realistically, say Bruno and a little 10, 15 mil, I'd take that all day long.
The only thing is, though, I heard that he might have to stay there for an extra year or something like that, or to the end of the season, because there's something to do with the tax. I think he might owe something like 14 million if he leaves or something like that. I heard the other day. Yeah, so I don't think it's going to be that straightforward, because Ivan Toney should have been one of the names that was taken in the summer. But I've heard, if he leaves Saudi now because of their tax laws or whatever, he might have to pay 14 million or something like that. So I don't think it's going to be that straightforward, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah. But to be fair, like I say, my first choice, if like it's got to be get Bruno out, but my first choice is take as much money as we can possibly get for him. You know what I mean? Because realistically, like we've just discussed a few options there. I never mentioned Ivan Toney. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't really I thought for me, when we're even thinking 4 strikers, I thought of
Mm.
Lewandowski first because I feel like that would probably be a better fit. Makes a
Mm.
bit more sense because I do want to give Zirkzee and Sesko fair opportunities. So I don't really want to bring in someone that's like 26, 27 that's going to demand 90 minutes a game like Bruno.
I
You
hear
know
it.
what
I
I
hear it.
mean?
Yeah.
Ideally, like I prefer to take cash for him, but right now, if you was to offer Bruno for a player that's filling one of these positions nice enough and it's logical where we're not getting shafted on the deal. Like obviously you're not gonna take like a goalkeeper for Bruno because like it would I'd know I'd get more money for Bruno. I could buy him for a snip. You know what I mean? Buy the keeper for a snip after I've cashed in on Bruno. But
Mm.
someone like Ivan Toney is gonna cost a fair chunk. So like I say, I'd still take him, but realistically, take the cash for a Bruno, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Get 90 to 100 mil for Bruno out of Saudi.
Bro,
Absolutely.
you know what? Yeah, I think this could edge Bruno towards the exit door this month because, as I said, he's got a release clause of 52 million, 60 million euros. But I think it's the clubs outside of Europe. It
I
might be.
forgot about the buyout as well, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's got it. It's insert. And again, the fact that he's got this contract, this release clause in the contract, yeah, he that's been done on purpose. So he's always trying to get a way out anyway. So I think if any club comes in for him now, I think that will be it. And I wonder if he's talking to his agent to try and engineer a move to Saudi. Yeah. The only thing is with Bruno Fernandes, yeah, Bruno Fernandes knows he's not going to get it any better anywhere else.
Mm.
So he might just be trying to dig his heels in and trying to make everything go through him yet again. But the fact that Amarim's been sacked, this should make his position in the team vulnerable, and it needs to be done anyway. But yeah, that release clause kicks in, man. 52.5 million this month. So I'm just hoping someone comes in for him, and that will enable us to go and 'cause again, you change the formation to a 4-2-3-1. We've got players that can play in the 10. And it's no surprise, yeah, how Cunha has come alive since Bruno's been at the team. It's not really hard to work out why, because Bruno and Cunha both are ball dominant players. And let's face it, Cunha's better than Bruno as an attacker. You know, he's more of the maverick than what Bruno is. Yeah, people might say Bruno gets better numbers, but Cunha has been brought to this team as a new signing, and he's the one that the ball should be going to. So the fact that Bruno's out the team, there's no surprise why Cunha's become ball dominant now. You know what I mean? So I think it's even more the reason for Bruno to be moved on. And I just got a sneaky feeling, yeah, that it could be this month. I think it could be this month, you know. It could be this
No,
month. So
hopefully. But like I say, with the fact that he's run the show since Ollie was there, I
yeah,
feel like in his head, he's got every reason to believe that when the next manager comes in, he's still gonna be who he's been the whole time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like I say, maybe his ego kicks in and says, "Well, if a big enough team comes in for me for the clause, then I'll go." But
Mm.
I can see him digging his heels in. Like I said, we've had some good news today. I can't expect too much from the universe right now. You know what I
Boy,
mean?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm greedy, man. I want it. I want it all.
Bro, I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take it if it comes. But yeah, man,
yeah.
like I say, I don't really get good news like this every day, so I'm just savoring what little good news we've got. If we can get more, all the better for it. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
like
trust me, I hear it, man. I hear it.
I'm
But
I'm preparing for the worst case with Bruno, and like I say with Shaw, I expect us to be giving him a testimonial match and a retirement and all that. Like I don't expect him to get sold. If it happens, I'll be dancing in the street for it. But
yeah.
yeah, man,
Yeah, I mean, the whole Luke Shaw thing, I'm past that, man. The fact that he's made it this far, you got to credit him because he's doing
yeah,
something right. You know what I mean?
he's gonna
Um,
end up being a coach. Watch that. He's gonna
it,
end up
it could be
backroom staff.
Phil Jones, man. Phil Jones.
Yeah, yeah. All day
Yeah,
that just somehow snuck a whole like decade and a half career out of us. Like, it's crazy, but
yeah.
yeah, man.
No, I
Just
hear it.
like I say, I expect the worst in them kind of situations. So with Bruno, I reckon he'll probably go in summer, but hopefully January.
Yeah, let's pray, man. Let's pray. So how many Man United players get into Arsenal's squad? I'll wait. Listen, you'll be waiting not a long time, man. I'll tell you that right now. So
Get
let's
it
go.
immediately.
Let's go, yeah. Delict. That's one. If we're talking on current form, what are we doing? Current form or potential?
I'd say go off potential, but maybe they want current. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's do both then, yeah. Lenny Yoro, Delict. I think heaven from what heaven's shown, but I think the jury's still out. But Lenny Yoro, Delict, Mazraoui, Patrick Dorgu, because I don't rate any of their left backs.
Yeah.
Casemiro,
Menu.
Kobe Mainu, Ahmad, Zirkzee, Mbuemo, Cunha.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to throw in Bruno, even though I don't think Bruno will, but if you want to throw him in. So
fuck that. They've got Gyökeres up front. Throw Sesko in that shit. What are you talking about?
Bro, Sesko, my bad.
Bro.
Like, so
when Gyökeres is the competition. Let's go through
it again, yeah.
We can throw Obi in there if we want to with Gyökeres up front. The fuck are we talking about, Gav?
Boy, put Fletcher in there, man. Might as well.
Trust me.
Put both of them in there. Because they can't be worse than that builder. I'm saying that now. That guy is shit, man. He's rubbish. I can't believe we had fans of this club, yeah, that had the cheek to try and say that they wanted Gyökeres. Like, it's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. But let's go through it again, yeah. So, I mean,
no 4 minutes.
You can put Lemens in there if you want.
Yeah, I'd take Lemens over Rayo.
Okay, Lemens, that's 1. Delict 2. Euro 3. What's his name? Mazraoui 4. I mean, I could even get Luke Shaw in there, but to be sensible, we won't get him in. We won't get him in.
Let's just stick with Dorgu.
Dorgu 5, yeah? Casemiro 6. Kobe 7. Ahmad 8. Mbuemo 9. Cunha 10. Zirkzee 11. Sesko 12. And if you want to throw Bruno in there, 13. There you have it, clock enders, man. 13 players get into your squad. I'm telling you now, we're not a million miles away. The difference between Arsenal and Manchester United, you've had a stable team, yeah. You've got a better manager. I'll have to admit that, even though I don't rate Arteta like that, but he's better than Amorim. And that's the difference. You just got more of a stable team. So,
but let's be clear, better than Amorim isn't really a high compliment.
There you go. There you go. I listen. I did tell you Rob Edwards at Wolves is better than Amorim. I did tell you that. So when he's drawing with Amorim, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Clockenders is saying 13 players get into our squad. Are you actually being serious, bro? I'm being deadly serious. I run it through. I run it through again just so you're aware. Yeah, Lemens, that's 1. Mazraoui 2. Delict 3. Yoro 4. Dorgu 5. Casemiro 6. We'll throw Bruno in there 7 if you want, because you said part of the squad. Yeah. Kobe 8. Zirkzee 9. Ahmad 10. Mbuemo 11. Cunha 12. And because Gyökeres is the worst striker I've ever seen, we're going to throw Sesko in there as well. 13. There you have it, yeah? There you have it. There you have it. Man's delusional, yeah? Listen, no delusion there. But anyway, let's move on. Did you catch the obviously the United and Leeds game?
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
First half was painstaking to watch. Second half just as painful until we switched to 4 at the back. It just didn't feel like I was watching United. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, it genuinely did get to that point with me watching United matches where it didn't. Obviously, I'm invested in every match, but it just didn't feel the same anymore. You know what I mean? It's like I was almost hoping for bad results over the last few weeks over Christmas, hoping that this would happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, like for me, the highlight of the fucking game was Xerxes ball into Cunha. And when the highlight of a game is one ball, it's crazy. And what annoyed me about that was listening to the pundits try to credit Amarim for his tactical genius for Xerxes.
Yeah.
Bro,
Who was them idiots in the panel, man? Because I need to know.
bro, you know what? I think one of them was might have been might have been Mercer. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna have to double check. I'll go back and check.
Was it Michael Richards in this? No, what Michael Richards was it?
Nah. Okay, they might have been on the panel, but nah, because it was Sturridge and someone on the panel, but I'm talking about the actual commentators in it.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was the ex-player. I can't remember who the ex-player was because obviously there's always one ex-player on commentary anyway, in it. But the ex-player was trying to give Amarim the credit for the tactical genius of making the sub and how impactful the sub was. Bro, the only reason the sub was impactful was because Zirkzee was fuming that he got took off at half-time last game. You know what I mean? Zirkzee come out with a point to prove. And before the game, it had been released that Xerxes basically like ready for his move to Roma. You get me? Like that was his way of signing off and telling Roma, "Come get me now." You know what I mean?
What? Do you think Xerxes still goes then?
No, not now. I feel like because obviously at the time he felt like Amarim's here. This is the way it is. This is the way he's treating me. Still, fuck it, I'm gone. You know what I mean? And I feel like he went out. When he got subbed on, I feel like he went on the pitch with a point to prove to basically force Roma to make this loan move happen or whatever.
Yeah,
obviously, because he looked like he had a point to prove for the 20 odd minutes that he was on the pitch. He was the best player on the pitch, head and shoulders above everyone. You know what I mean? So for me, like he looked like he was saying, "Yo, come and get me, anyone." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's putting himself in the window. But yeah, like I say, I expected us to actually get beat. I expected Leeds to batter us, which, to be fair, I feel like they did pretty much dominate the game. They should have put us to bed like well within the first half. You know what I mean? But yeah, somehow skated through, got a draw. I'll take the draw because, like I say, I've got a brethren that supports Leeds. That like I used to work with him when they was in like League 2 or some shit. You know what I mean? And he was going through pain trying to listen to matches through shifts and that. And I'm like, yo, you man play at weird times. You know why is this? Like, bro, I don't even want to talk about it. You get me? But now that them man are back in the Prem, I've been getting grief off him because obviously now that these men are in the Prem, and we're not the squad that we used to be. He's like, bro, it's been a while since I've been here. What happened? Like, fuck this. So I'm just glad that we held out. Cause now he's not got too much to brag about. But
you know what though? I'm confused. Yeah, is it a case where Leeds are Leeds doing well, or is it just that this league is that shit?
No, the league's that shit, 100%. Like when you broke it down the other day, what between 6 and what is it, 14th, 15th is 4 points.
It's 4 points. So I see it yesterday. Yeah. Let me check it again. Let me check it again. I see it yesterday, and it's madness. I've never seen a league table like this forever. So yeah, you've got United in 6 on 31 points, yeah? And then all the way down to Crystal Palace in 14th. They're joint 14th with Tottenham on 27 points.
This is what I'm saying, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So when I'm telling people, that United, if they kept this manager, won't finish in the top half, there's your reasoning. Because they're only 4 points above 14th.
Yeah,
Do you know how mad that is?
2 bad results and you're in the bottom half of the table.
And bro, the 2 results after the Burnley game, if they don't beat Burnley, is City and Arsenal.
Yeah, so, that's where it would have happened, innit? Let's be real.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Like, I don't think people deep how much of the points total that it's not even that far away from United being in 14th. And then even that, 15th place is Bournemouth, and they're on 23 points. You see what I mean? So
Exactly. And
yeah, it's
I
crazy.
swear, up until Leeds in the table, I think everyone's like mid to late 20s, isn't it? It's only Leeds that are on that. I think they're on 18.
Uh,
But literally, and they're like what?
no, bro,
I think,
not even Leeds, not even Leeds. Yeah, Leeds are on 22 points.
right, kid, no,
That's what I'm
that's
saying. The drop off is Nottingham Forest on 18, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
West
yeah,
Ham 14, Burnley 12, Wolves on 6.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So what? So all the way down to basically a relegation battle. There's 10 points.
I'm telling you.
Th-
I'm telling you.
This is crazy. Like
Yeah.
the
And
league is going to
all it
shit.
takes is for a couple of wins in a row from one of them teams.
Yeah. 'Cause like, obviously, I will kind of hear the conversation about look, there is a lot of quality in these lesser teams now. Because when you look at like Fulham, like how like Wilson, like insanely talented. You know what I mean? But
Mm.
if you look throughout the years, bro, remember when Bolton had a Kocher and
Yuri Jorkaeff and them.
yeah, man, like, bro,
Yeah.
obviously this isn't new to us. Like, lower
Mm.
teams in the league having quality players and standout players has always been a thing. You know what I
Bro,
mean? So,
West Ham had Dimitri Payet.
yo,
Do you know how
bro,
mad that is? Dimitri
keep,
Payet at West Ham.
bro, keep going further back. They had the cameo, bro.
Canio, yep, yep,
Bro, like West Ham's actually had some serious ballers when you go through the years, like Joe
yep,
Cole, like
mhm,
all the way from the academy and the people that they've signed and that.
yep,
Crazy work, but that's what I'm saying. Like you can't, no one can really argue the point too much to me that oh nah, these lower teams have got real quality in them now. 'Cause there always was one or two. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like every team had one or two quality players. Like you had to have a quality player to remain in this league. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So there's like let's be real. It's got to be more a case like because when you're seeing teams like Liverpool and City and that and we're conceding multiple goals to these lower teams, it's not because these lower teams have improved so drastically. It's got to be a case of the actual game in the league is just getting that shit.
mm,
Like everyone basically plays the same way in different formations. You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's almost like no matter what game you watch, you can kind of predict how the game's gonna go before it happens. You know what I mean? And back in the day, like with a United Arsenal match when it was Wenger Fergie, you didn't know what to expect during the game. Anything could happen.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like now it's so formulaic. I feel like everything's predictable. Like tacticians get like work for clubs and work out how a team's going to come up against you and how they're gonna like lay out the formation, how they're gonna press, and it's it's all too predictable now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's all stats driven. So it just means that man can put all these bits and pieces into a computer and find out a formula for it. You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
no real like you've touched on it before. Like there's no real flair players out there that just change the game just naturally. You know what I mean? It's been stomped out of the game essentially. Like players like that have been discouraged from academy
I
level
think
upwards.
that's the main reason why the game's poor now, because it's very systematic now. There's not really too many individual talents, and if there is, a lot of them are being stifled by systems. So
Yeah.
you know, it's crazy.
So for me, like it's got to be a case of the league's declined because when you can't really name five top quality strikers in our league. It's not
Bro, there
happening.
ain't. There
It's
ain't.
not
Like,
happening.
if I'm talking about strikers that I think are quality, not based off of goals or anything like that, then I'm gonna put Zirkzee in there because no one can tell me Zirkzee isn't a top footballer. But I'm
Yeah.
looking at Zirkzee. I'm looking at Erling Haaland because of his goals. You can throw Isak in there, but he's obviously been horrible this season and he's out injured. Walter Marder's in there for me, no doubt. He's a top footballer. Um, I mean, after that, I'm struggling. Oh, I like Johan Vissa, but again, he's been injured. I mean, look at what Igor Thiago's doing, for argument's sake.
I
But
hear it.
we're struggling.
But
We're
this is
struggling.
what I'm saying though. Okay, them players that you just
Take a
named
TK
there,
break, yeah.
they're the top tier strikers that you can think of right now. Now let's
Yeah.
just go back to when Tottenham had Berbatov, Keane, and Defoe,
Yeah.
and then go through the teams and the strikers that were in the league there. Yeah, because I just named 3 strikers that shit on pretty much everyone in that list that you just named.
Mm. Mm.
That was at Tottenham. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Telling you.
Bro, the quality is not there anymore. And it's the same in pretty much every position. You go run through the defenders in the league compared to what was in the league. Midfielders, wingers, every position has got weaker across the board. And that's leading to these kind of like, it must be entertaining for neutrals. Cause like when what game was it now? Was it City Bournemouth where it was like 5-4 or something?
No, that was Fulham, City Fulham.
City Fulham, yeah,
Yeah.
like that was entertaining as shit for me to sit and watch. You know what I mean? But for a City fan, that must have been like outrageous. Like what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this isn't how top teams that compete for Champions League medals should be playing against Fulham.
I agree.
Fulham scored 4 goals against Manchester City. That's insane. That's got to be a decline on City's behalf.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have happened 2 years ago. Wouldn't have happened 5 years ago. There's got to be a reason for it. You know what I mean? And when we start seeing every team, no matter what, when there's a throw in, it's gonna be lobbed straight into the box like it's a corner. You know what I mean? When every team's trying to play out from the back, long balls, it's too formulaic, bro. Like the league has gone to shit. But I feel like it's got to change soon because I feel like the money's gonna move to another league. Like the Bundesliga is more entertaining than this. The league earns more entertaining than Prem. You know what I mean? It won't take long until the sponsors and that start clocking and say, "Yo, we're going in."
Bro, people are paying more money for a shitter product. That's literally what's going on here. You know, I
100%.
would like to think here though that because we're seeing the likes of Turkey in this league, we're seeing the Illiman NDIs, the Jack Grealishes, you know, the Cole Palmers, Fodens, Zirkzees, you know, players like that. I would like to think that it is still alive in some capacity, but I have to be honest, this season the league has been terrible, man. And to think that United are 6th place after being that bad, I think that tells you all you need to know. It tells you all you need to know about this league. But yeah, man.
I feel having those kind of like the Cherkies and the Grealishes and the Fodens and that in the league, like it gives the league hope and a chance of coming back to what it should be. But personally, I feel like it's gonna stay like this until Pep leaves. Everyone basically just tries to emulate Pep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When Pep leaves and the game will free up again then. You know what I mean? I do fully feel like he's probably the reason why the league has gone to shit. You know what I mean? But obviously he's a great manager. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, but just his style of football has kind of crippled the game all across the board. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously I can't really see too much of a change coming until Pep fucks off. And even then, it might be too late. Cause if somehow Arsenal do win the league, I can see basically Arteta just continuing that Pep kind of ball, and everyone will just try to emulate them.
Bro, don't worry, man. Arsenal got no chance to win the league, man. Don't even stress, man. I'll tell you that now. Don't even stress.
That's the thing.
Don't even stress.
When you get news as good as this, it's normally followed by something horrendous happening. You know what I mean?
Bro, let me tell
So
you now, yeah? I'm telling you this now. Believe me, Arsenal don't win this league. Just believe me. I'm telling you this now. They do not win this league. Because
nah,
I'll tell you what's going to happen, yeah? City are playing Brighton. They're going to beat Brighton, which means it's 3 points. Yeah? It's 3
yeah,
points. Villa are playing Palace. Palace look like they're dropping off. You know, then that should go to, I think that might go to, yeah, that will go to 3 points as well. The pressure will be on Arsenal to go and beat Liverpool. Because if they drop points to Liverpool, it's now 4 points with City still to play them. And then obviously Arsenal have got Brentford away. They've got United. I'm telling you now, the pressure starts now for Arsenal because if they go and beat Liverpool, yeah, even I would hold my hands up and say, you know what? I'm getting a bit worried now. Yeah. But
yeah,
I'm telling you this now, this is where the pressure starts because if you check it, yeah, there's quite a few games where City play before Arsenal. And City
yeah,
are used City are used, yeah, to being in this situation. Arsenal are not. So the fact that it's only 6 points and they're playing Brighton before Arsenal play Liverpool, again, the pressure's now going to be back on. So I wouldn't even worry, man.
yeah.
Just have faith, man. Put it that way. I know you don't like City, yeah, but we can't have Arsenal win this league title. So
I hear it. I hear it.
can't have it, bro. Can't have it. But let's see. So I won't pretend like I watch United religiously, but there's a clear golfing class between us, and suggesting 13 players get into to this Arsenal team is mad cope. But again, big up to clock enders, but I don't think you're understanding what you've said. You said squad. You didn't say team. The main word is squad. So if you're saying squad, it's not an 11. It's obviously what 22 players. So 13 players is not mad. It's definitely not mad. Yeah. So again, you said squad. So let's go back onto it. Big up to Monkey King says Amaring gone too soon. I don't know if you're trolling or
Yeah,
you're being
definitely.
serious. Yeah, he's definitely trolling, man. Has to be. 18 points in front in Jan, but 13 players get in. As I said, the squad, man. Don't look at Man United under this Ruben Amorim guy as to say that we're no good. We are. As I said, the squad is a top 6 minimum squad. And as I said, we've got 13 players that get in. We've got strikers in our team that are better than anything you can offer. I'll tell you that for free. Because Marino's not a striker. Havertz has been out injured. Jesus has been out injured. And Gyökeres is dog shit. So that's just easy. Yeah. Embuemo or Saka? I'll take Embuemo. You know, he offers more goals. Um, Ahmad's a better footballer than Saka, so that's easy for me. Cunha, he's better than anything you got on that left hand side. You know, Eze's a 10 as well. So if you want to try and chuck Eze in there to try and steal one, it's not going to happen. He's better than both Trossard and Martinelli. Is poor. You know what I mean? So that's easy. Kobe in the midfield. Yep. Casemiro. I mean, don't talk to me about Zubamendi. He's not better than Casemiro. Never has been. Never will be. Kobe gets in, as I said. Bruno and Odegaard. I think Odegaard's a better footballer, but Bruno will guarantee more numbers. So if that's your thing, then Bruno gets in there. Kobe, as I said, Kobe's better than anything that you guys have got in the future, potentially. So I'm not worried about that. Mazraoui, again, for me, Urian Timber, apart from Reece James, is the best right back in the league. You know, so Mazraoui, again, I think Timber has a right to start, but I'd have Mazraoui competing with him. Your centre back pairing of Gabriel Saliba is strong, but the lick for me has been one of the best defenders in the world, along with Gabriel. You could probably say so. If you wanna take out Saliba and put in Delict, listen, I'm happy with that. And then Lenny Yoro for me potentially as well. And Lenny Yoro is better than anything you've got in backup. He's better than Mosquito and he's better than Hincapié. And then Lamens is better than Kepa. And if you want to say he's the same as David Raya, fair enough. And then left back, you had Lewis Skelly, the breakout star. He's now been relegated to the bench for club and country. Calafiori has been decent, but I'd have Dorgu personally. So yeah, there's your 13 players, man. Hope you like it. Let's see this. What's this one? There's definitely more money in the league nowadays. Higher quality managers, lower teams also playing better brand of football, in my opinion. Tadibo choosing West Ham over Juve, for example. Yeah, I hear that. And again, Tadibo used to be at Barcelona, which is crazy as well. They were earmarking him as a top player, man, and his fall from grace is crazy. But what's this one? Raya, Timber, Calafiori, Saliba, Gabriel. That's the best defense in the world. But hold on, who gets in again? De Ligt, was it? Yeah, you said squad. That's why I've put De Ligt in there in the squad. And De Ligt, for me, if you want to take out Saliba and put De Ligt in, then cool. But if you're saying it's the best defense in the world, there should be no argument. You guys have to win Champions League and league title. There you have it. So you're putting the pressure on your own team, man. I like it. I like it. Don't worry. We will be here.
Because when we had the best defense in the world of Evra, Vidic, Rio, Neville, and Van der Sar, we did it.
We won titles. There you go. So this Raya, Timber, Calafiori, Saliba, and Gabriel, let's see if they can withstand the pressure, because the game against Liverpool, I know Liverpool have been poor, but it wouldn't surprise me, if Liverpool pick up a draw. It wouldn't surprise me. And I'll tell you now, if Liverpool get a draw against Arsenal, it's panic stations, because it's 4 points and City still have to play you at home. Yeah, and you have to go away to, you got to play, I think you got to play Chelsea at home. You got to play Brentford away, which won't be easy. There's other banana skin games in there as well. So, yeah, listen, man. Let's see how long they can withhold it for. Man said De Ligt over Saliba. Yeah, why is that crazy though? Like, De Ligt's a good defender, man. Yeah. All right, let's move on anyway. So yeah, obviously Man United drawing 1-1. Obviously Zirkzee coming off the pitch to provide that magic. And again, the pass is underrated. The weight of pass, the way he curled it into Cunha's path for the one-touch finish. That's the kind of quality he has. And to think that he got brought off at halftime last game, and to think that he's been mishandled or misused, should I say, by this manager. He's now gone, and let's hope Zirkzee can kick on from here, man, because he's a very good player for me. But yeah, moving on. Obviously, Liverpool against Fulham. Again, I didn't watch the whole game, but Liverpool going 1-0 down through obviously someone you mentioned earlier, Harry Wilson, and obviously their former player as well. And do you know what? That guy doesn't score shit goals, Like, every goal he scores is a banger. And he's someone for me. Because again, when he first was signed by Fulham, and I think it's credit to Marco Silva, because again, this is a symptom of the league, yeah? Again, he was behind Adama Traore, and we all know that Adama Traore plays because he's got mad pace and mad strength. But to think that Marco Silva has more or less made Harry Wilson his main starter now, purely off of ability, is good to see, isn't it? And I want to say he's got something like, I could be wrong, I think he's got something like 6 or 7 league goals a season, which is decent.
I think it might be 8,
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I think it's 8.
Okay, so he's got more goals than Mo Salah. I hear it.
Bro, he's been doing bits. Been doing bits, because even when he's not scoring, like, he's assisting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's always involved.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I had that on as well. Like, a few bets came in for me yesterday. Still, I had Fulham to draw with Liverpool, and I had the goal scorers in there as well.
What the exact goal scorers?
Yeah, man. Well, score or assist, innit? Score or assist, and I had Smith Rowe and Wilson and Gakpo and Wirtz.
No way.
And I had
You
a
got
draw.
all 4 of them right, yeah?
All four with the, and then in the City Chelsea game, I had that as a draw, and I had the 4 cards in it. I had Diaz. Was it Diaz, Silva,
Was it
James, and Enzo?
and Enzo? Yeah.
And Enzo got booked for his celebration in it. It's like, oh my god, gassed. I was gassed. Last minute celebrations, and I was like, yeah, my guy, you know. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
man.
Hey, listen, I gotta come to you for some of these tips, man, because I ain't getting nowhere close, man. I'll tell you now, I used to be close back in the day, man, but yeah, they're beating me too good, man, at the moment, man. Pause on that one anyway. But yeah, man, I've been nowhere near it, I'll be honest. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But that's mad, man, to get those 4 in the same game. You know?
Yeah, man. Like, but to be fair, like it was
Yeah.
one of them. I was trying to just get the odds better on the bet in it, so I was like, just gonna keep adding bits in until the odds look decent for me. Obviously, because obviously, if I'm gonna put normally I'll put on a realistic bet and I'll put on one that I want to happen in it. It's like, well, fuck it. I don't. The one that I want to happen is the draws in it. Like I can't see him losing. That's just throwing cash away in it. But I want him to draw. And then the realistic one, I'm like, I'm just not putting money on Liverpool to win or City to win. Like I can't do it. So much, you know what I mean? Like my morals just don't allow it. So yeah, man. Fucking like I say, if my head would have led with them bets, it wouldn't have been the result. You know what I mean? I'd have lost on the result because I would have definitely put Liverpool to win and I would have put City to win. But it was the wishful thinking for the draws. But I knew straight away if Fulham score, it's gonna come from Smith Rowe or Wilson, whether it's the assist or the goal. I've watched quite a few Fulham games this season. So quite a lot of them were on Sky Sports. Can't lie, they performed well at the beginning of the season. It was that Chukwueze looked like he looked like he was going to be the guy for the minute, but then Wilson stepped up, and since then it's just either been him or Smith Rowe. Like, well, it's going to be them two. And when I saw Liverpool's setup, I was like, well, Gakpo's just hungry for his own goal. You know what I mean? Like,
For his own personal use.
And I just thought, you know what, Wirtz is he's starting to click now. You know what I mean? I felt like Wirtz was gonna do something, and obviously for the City game, I had at first I went for Haaland to score. It did nothing for the odds. I'm like, okay, no. I seen at the top on Paddy Power, it had a bet builder thing for the 4 cards in it on 202 to 1. I was like, oh, throw that on and just threw the draw into it, innit? Bam. Yeah, man. Came through. Buzzing.
Nah, man, you done well there. That's a good little bet there, man. It's a brave one as well, I would say, because it's quite a lot that need to go in your favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I say, I only wanted to put like a couple of quid on in it. It's not like I'm putting 10s and 20s on these kind of bets, bro. Like I'm not that silly, you know what I mean? But obviously when it happens, it's like, right, if this comes through, that's a pair of kicks for my son, that's this for my daughter, you know what I mean? It's just like extra things. It might as well be worth my while putting the bet on in it instead of just putting on 2 quid to win a £5 back. Like I might as well try and win something decent, innit?
I hear it.
Yeah, man. Come good for me still.
Nah, bro. Well done, man. Well done. As I said, man, I'm gonna come to you with some bets next time, man, because I need to be winning now, man. Because it's too painful, man. I just can't seem to get these bets right. I done Liverpool and City to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. You led with your head. Don't do that, bro. Go with your heart.
I know, man.
Go what you want to happen, man.
I know, man. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know what it is, man, but I'm jinxed at the moment with these bets, man. You know, I've gone from like £2 bets, just doing 12 accumulators and that. Now I do £5 and do like 8. I'm still ain't winning. So yeah, man, it's a killer. It's an absolute killer, man. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna do one on Wednesday anyway, and I'm gonna come to you for some advice, man. 100%.
Yeah, man.
I need to, man, because I got to start getting some money on the board, man. You know,
start it, bro.
Off out here. You know what? I just seen a comment. Yeah, Clock Enders. You're doing one today, Clock Enders. Even Dixon said it after the opener. Right, I'm gonna stop you right there. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read the rest of the sentence. Right, the very fact you're mentioning, and I'm guessing you're mentioning Lee Dixon and not Kerry Dixon. Yeah, let me tell you this now. Yeah, I don't give a damn about any of these pundits, these commentators, the media. I don't give a damn. I don't care what Lee Dixon says. This is the same Lee Dixon, yeah, that tried to fool the public when he was doing commentary for the England game, trying to tell us that Jude Bellingham played well. And again, it makes sense as to why he was doing that, because when I spoke about the Ian Wright saying that Bellingham's getting the racial abuse, which is a complete lie, it come out that he actually spoke to Lee Dixon. And funny enough, he told Bellingham of the backlash. And obviously, Lee Dixon and Ian Wright, as you know, ex-Arsenal teammates. I guarantee you, Ian Wright spoke to Lee Dixon and told Lee Dixon to give Jude Bellingham some good PR. So just from that, I don't really care what Lee Dixon has to say. He can say whatever he wants. The facts are, there's 13 players, in my opinion, that get into this Manchester United, get into this Arsenal squad. Facts. So big up, man. Yeah, big up, man. Guys, make sure we're smashing the like button and make sure we are subbing to the channel as well if you're enjoying the content. And make sure you share the channel as well. And Fitz's link to his socials, guys, is in the description. So make sure you go and follow Fitz as well on his socials on Instagram. So the professional pundit employed by multiple outlets and who's won multiple league titles. Yeah, you got a lot to learn, my guy. You got a lot to learn, man. The fact that you're coming out with protection for Lee Dixon just says it all, really, man. And then when Arsenal lose the league title yet again, we're going to be back here for the same thing. And I'll be schooling you yet again. So, yeah. But big up, man, for coming on anyway. Appreciate it. Man City are the kings. Well, they got a lot of work to do, man, before they can be called, I won't say kings, but league champions. As I say, Arsenal are in the driving seat. But, yeah, let's see how long for, man. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the other games. The early game, 12:30 kickoff, Aston Villa versus Forest. I mean, Ollie Watkins, man. What form Ollie Watkins is in? What did he get? Did he get 2 goals? No, that was John McGinn. Sorry.
Yeah, he got the first, and then McGinn got 2 in it.
Yeah, I remember there was someone in the chat saying Ollie Watkins, and it's not that I don't think Ollie Watkins is a good player. He's just not a player that I'll be excited to see line up, at Manchester United. But to be fair, he took his goal very well. And I think he's got something like, he must have something like, what, 4 or 5 goals in his last 4 games or something like that? So he scored against Arsenal. He scored against Forest. He got 2 against Chelsea. And then the game before that, did he score? Can't remember. I think he might have something like 4 goals in his last 3 games or something like that. So he's in good form. What did you think of that game anyway, Aston Villa? Did you manage to watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Villa basically dominated him the whole game, bro. Like, to be totally honest, like that. Did you manage to see the goals at least?
What? All 3 of the goals?
Yeah.
So
can you tell me what the keeper was thinking, bro, on that third?
Well, the answer is not a lot, because why you would come out and do that and then pull a hamstring or whatever he done, or a knee, like
bro, there's no way he was injured. There was no way he was injured. He knew exactly how bad that was, and he had to blag that he was hurt. There's no way, like no fucking way my man was legitimately injured. I spun that back and watched it like 5 times. He did nothing that could have injured that part of his body or not. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking, because I mean, look at how far away John McGinn was from the goal, and what made him come out and do that, I will never know. But again, it's another
defenders between him and McGinn as well. Though there was defenders between him and McGinn. Like, he didn't need to. he had centre backs that still had a job to do. You know what I mean? Like, it reminded me of Van Dijk when he tries to turn striker. Just change position without telling anybody else in the team, man.
Yeah, it's
But
odd,
yeah,
man.
like, to be fair, because obviously Villa for me dominated the match, but then when Forest got that late goal, now
Yeah.
obviously, well, not late, but you know what I mean, later on they got one back. It seemed like there was actually a chance of maybe getting a point back out of it now, you know what I mean? But after that, fucking yeah, it just went back to being dominated. But it looked like there was a chance of a game coming on for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then that happened, and it just ruined the game again. Just
Yeah.
looked so comfortable for Villa. It was literally cruise control type business.
Mm. To be
But
fair, good finish from Gibbs White though.
oh yeah, yeah. To be fair, there wasn't a bad goal all game. I
Yeah.
feel like like McGinn had a job to do with that third one. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that was easy.
You know what's funny though, yeah? You know what's actually weird? I'm looking at that Aston Villa Arsenal game, yeah? And I think people are sleeping on this, yeah? You think that Villa didn't start McGinn and Kamara and Cash didn't play. And even though I don't rate that Cash that highly, I think he's decent, but I don't think he's like I don't think he's one of the best right backs in the league, yeah? But you take out those three, that's a big miss for them. And it's no surprise in how all three of them started against Nottingham Forest and they ended up winning the game comfortably. You know what I mean? So yeah,
No,
I think people are
100%.
sleeping on the fact that those three were missing because Kamara is a massive player for Aston Villa. Massive player. And yeah, his relationship in there with Yuri Tillemans, he's underrated. And yeah, man, I think Villa for me, they've got a tough game away to Palace next game. But I mean, the Arsenal game I'm looking at as a blip, really. Yeah. But Palace haven't really been in great form. So I'll make Aston Villa favourites for that game. But yeah, that's a test for them. That's a test for them. Going away to Selhurst Park on Wednesday. So if they can pick up 3 points again, they're gonna be right on Arsenal's tails, man. Be 3 points for them to Arsenal, and the same with City. So as I said, man, they've got it all to do, Arsenal, and I think those teams, especially Villa, I can see Villa just ticking off games, because they've got a top manager. Again, he's along with Pep, they're the two best managers in the league. Um Unai Emery and Pep Guardiola. So so as I said, man, I think they've definitely they've definitely got a lot to their game, man. And to think that, they haven't I mean only problem is they haven't really got much players to add to the squad, but I'll be very surprised, man, if they don't go and strengthen their team in the window, But yeah, man, I think Villa are going to be a team that people need to keep an eye out for because, as I said, man, they're that run they've been on is not a joke. You know what I mean? So let's wait and see what happens. Brighton and Burnley. Obviously, Brighton 2-0. Obviously, Brighton got City obviously on Wednesday. Did you catch that game?
I didn't, I missed that still.
Yeah, I didn't see the full game. Obviously, I see a couple of the highlights. Forgot who scored the goals again. Jorginho Rutter scored the first one, I think. But I mean, to be honest with you, like I think for by all accounts, I heard Burnley were poor. Chat, if anyone saw the Brighton and Burnley game, let us know how they got on. Because I've seen the highlights. I know obviously Rutter scored the first one. The second one, I can't remember who scored it. But yeah, I think that's a routine win for Burnley, for Brighton. Because I think Burnley ain't that great away from home. And obviously they've got City next game. And it's not going to be easy for City. But I'm expecting City to win that game. Wolves and West Ham. I'll tell you now, yeah, that was one of the bets that messed me up. Yeah. Because I went for a draw. Wolves and West Ham, yeah. 3-0. 3-0 to Wolves. Like, I mean, 4 points in their last two games, Man United and West Ham.
they had to turn it around eventually, didn't they? But that's what I was saying. No, they've been unlucky. They've not really been poor. They've been unlucky, man. Realistically, I wouldn't expect them to 3-0 anybody after the season they've had. But credit to them, man. Like I say.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. They're I mean, it's been a poor season, man. I think they're on are they on 6 points or 7 points now?
Yeah, 6, I think you said.
6 points, yeah. So I'm saying this now, yeah. That result for them, could be the confidence boost they need. They've got a younger player called Matthias Mane as well. Ever since he's come into the team, their fortunes have changed. And you look at the Arsenal game as well. They should have at least picked up a point there. Liverpool, they got beat 2-1. Obviously, come to United, got a draw, and they battered the Wolves West Ham 3-0. So you can tell they're getting better with every game. And yeah, man, I think 3-0 is a scoreline that you can't really sleep on, And boy, West Ham, they're in problems. I mean, would Nuno get sacked? I'm not too sure. I think the board are the biggest problem, but to lose 3-0 away from the bottom team that was on two points not before long ago, is crazy. They're the kind of things that get you the sack. If it was like a 1-0, you'd be like, okay, they just nicked it. But comprehensively beaten 3-0.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's a big
Absolutely
move, isn't it?
crazy. Yeah, crazy.
But to be fair though, West Ham a bit in a relegation battle themselves though, so it's not like they can really have standards that high where it's like, how dare they beat us? It's like, well, you have been playing shit yourselves, you have been having problems yourselves, you know what I mean? So, and to
Yeah,
be fair, like I say, off the games that I've seen at both clubs, Wolves have been unlucky in their defeats. West Ham have deserved to be beaten. You know what I mean?
comprehensively beaten.
Yeah, so it's like, well, to me, it is a surprise still anyway, because 3-0 wasn't expected after how they performed and how the look's been. But when you really actually deep it, you're like, well, yeah, I don't feel like the board could really say like it's that much of a surprise. Like when West Ham's been beat, they've been beat. You know what I mean? When
Mm.
Wolves have been beat, sometimes they beat themselves up against Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like the luck was that bad. 2 own goals, bro. Like, come on now. Like, it's just something was just pulling against them the whole time. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah.
obviously, they persevered through that. It's, to be fair, whoever they're playing next now should be definitely thinking, yo,
Yeah.
let-
I
let-
think what was concerning though, yeah, is the fact that no Paqueta and they get beat like that. It's not good news, man. It's not good news.
trust me.
Big up to Sophia897 says, can you get a Man United tattoo? Nah, I'm not a loser, man. Can't be doing that. Man United tattoo for what? What, for Amarim going? Listen, I'm happy Amarim's gone, man. Over the moon, Amarim's gone. But yeah, I can't be getting no Man United tattoo, man. I've got too many tattoos on me as it is anyway. So I ain't got no space to fill it on. But nah, man, I can't be getting no Man United tattoo. Let's not do that. But big up for coming on anyway. He couldn't even shake Mikel's hand. It's personal with that terrorist cunt. Boy, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? Unai Emery, yeah? Now listen, clock enders. Why would Emery shake a loser's hand? Emery's won titles. Why is he gonna shake Arteta's hand? Like, nah, that can't happen, man. Arteta can't be in the same room as Unai Emery for being serious. It's a disrespect. So I'm not surprised Emery don't want to shake Arteta's hand. I ain't surprised, man. You'd have put your mortgage on West Ham getting something. Looks like we might be getting Bermondsey v Essex boys again. Yeah. Titles in France. Are you serious? What's this guy doing? Listen, Emery's has won European trophies, man. Has Arteta won a European trophy? Just asking for a friend, man. Has Arteta won a European trophy? Let us know. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, let's move on. Speaking of losers, Arsenal. Obviously beating Bournemouth 3-2. Um, I mean, Gabriel, I don't know what Gabriel was playing at. Man thought because he's been talked about as being the best defender in this league right now, he thought he can come to Bournemouth's ground and start doing madness. But nonetheless, he did make up for it with the equalizer. But you have to say, yeah, Bournemouth's defending was an absolute joke, man. It's like they just forfeited the game because some of the defending in that game, yeah, was criminal. Declan Rice getting 2 goals. I had people in my chat telling me he's the best in the world. All of a sudden, again, and this is what people do. Yeah, it's like just let Declan play and try and win a title. Try and win a title. Not every time you come into my chat and start telling me, yeah, he's the best in the world after one game. Like, you guys will never learn. And then, as I said, when he fails, we are gonna be here. But what do you make of that game, Fitz? Anyway, Bournemouth and Arsenal.
To be fair, it was fairly entertaining, like from just an outsider's perspective. I don't feel like if I was a Bournemouth fan, I'd have been fuming with the defense, and if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd have genuinely been thinking we should have actually battered these, like with how
Yeah.
poor the defense was. Like
Mm.
it shouldn't have been such a tight game. And to be fair, as an Arsenal fan, I'd be a bit more upset that Bournemouth's ended up scoring 2 past you, considering the defensive record this season's been like the highlight that everyone wants to talk about. Bro, Bournemouth just put 2 past you, because of Gabriel, who's meant to be your star defender this season. So,
What was the second goal like? Because I missed it.
uh,
I think was it Eli Krupi who scored the goal or something?
Oh yeah, it was a bit of a rocket, He just let go from outside the box. It was a bit of a distance out. It was a decent goal, I'm not gonna lie. But again, with how far out it was, like you'd expect the keeper to do a bit better there. But he did catch it with the right kind of he put the right amount of speed on it, you know what I mean? It was a quick ball, but with how far out it was, Raya definitely had enough time to fucking react. But yeah, man, it was actually pretty decent. I can't lie, but again, I can't actually remember specifically who was meant to be marking him. But again, you've got to ask questions of your centre backs when you've got a player shooting right in front of your 2 star centre backs that everyone's been talking about when these two play together, how good Arsenal are. It shouldn't be happening, really. You know what I mean? But
maybe it's a case of they're just decent, like they're not really that top class. Could it be that?
I'd say that. I'd head bets on that. But again, like these Arsenal fans to tell a total different story, innit? Like sometimes I do actually feel like I've watched a different game to some Arsenal fans.
Yeah,
but it's one of
I
them.
think the thing with Arsenal, yeah, they've got a very good defensive structure. I don't actually think that those defenders are that great. I think the structure is protect because you think of Arsenal, they're a defensive team, and if you're a defensive team and you've got defenders like that, they're gonna look good. If they start opening the game up a little bit, let's see how good they really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say, man. But listen, there's no denying, man, that they are scraping through games. You see Declan Rice at the end, relieved when they got over the line. And listen, I'm not gonna come on here and lie. Arsenal are in the driving seat, 6 points clear of City and Aston Villa. But do I think they win the league? Hell no. Hell no. And we will be here for the tears. That's what I'm gonna tell you. So yeah, man, it was a good result for them. But I think Liverpool's a test for them for me. Because I think if we're honest, yeah, they'll be the favourites going into that game. But I can just see a draw, if anything. And if they draw to us, if they draw to Liverpool, yeah, and City, obviously, because what's good is that Arsenal are now going to know what they need to do because City and Villa are both playing on Wednesday. And again, if Liverpool play them and they don't beat Liverpool, this is when the real pressure starts, because it's going to go back to the whole, we cannot slip up now. You know, you got United in there. United are going to be under a new manager. You know, we have to be picking up at least a point from them as a minimum. You know, they got, as I said, Brentford away, which is going to be tough. So, yeah, man, I'll be looking forward to it, man, for real. You know, but yeah, I think Bournemouth. Yeah, I mean Semenyo as well. I think I'm surprised the Semenyo deal wasn't announced today. By the way, I thought it was going to be after the game against Arsenal, but he'll be going to City, and again, he's going to strengthen their attack. Semenyo, he will. You know, he's going to strengthen their attack, and yeah, they're going to be a problem. Um, Moving on to another North London team, Spurs. Um, I mean, I like Thomas Frank as a manager, but boy, what the hell is going on over there, man? Allowing man like Brian Robbie to get a goal, you know, Brian Robbie, crazy. Like I remember when we were linked to Brian Robbie, I said, don't bring that guy nowhere near the club. And to think that he's doing a Mazza in this league right now at Spurs as well, yeah, man. I mean, what do you think? Do you think Thomas Frank's got long left at this team? Or do you reckon he'll give him time?
I think Maresca getting the mutual departure of Maresca, I feel like that's gonna be the catalyst for a domino effect now. I feel like a lot of teams have been kind of like, let's hold back, let's not, you know what I mean, let's not move too rash. Like nobody else is talking about getting rid, but now Maresca's gone, Amarim's just fucking gone. Like I can see there's gonna be a little domino effect. Like I'm kind of disappointed Jonas wasn't on for this stream, cause I wanted to ask, like, yo, how long do you think Schlott's got if results do just stay on draws and whatever? Like, cause realistically, pressure's got to be on now for a lot of managers in this league.
Yeah.
Cause like, when we're saying, look, between 6th and like 15th, there's no points at all between us. You know what I mean? And so there's got to be like teams like Tottenham and anyone that's not in the top 4 right now, essentially, there's got to be questions asked of the manager.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because why isn't there a larger gap between the middle of this table and us? You know what I mean? Like this it shouldn't look like this right now. But for me, I feel like Thomas Frank, he'll be lucky to see the rest of the month if results stay the way they are. I feel like Schlott might get a little bit longer. He might get so it depends for Schlott if it turns around, but I can't see it turning around for Frank.
Yeah. I think a lot of them teams, a lot of it's going to be dependent on Champions League. I think Slot will stay until they can't get into the Champions League, and I think the same for Frank. I think with Thomas Frank, to say that they're 4 points, or is it 4 points or 5 points? Yeah. They're 4 points off of 6th place, and I think that's what they'll probably be looking at, because, as I said, any team that picks up 2 wins in a row, you know, you're going to be climbing the table with how the league is. So I think that's what I'm looking at for me.
But the thing is, though, like we just said, though, that how close all the points, like realistically, okay, they're 4 points away from 6th, but they're also 4 points away from 14th, 15th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it depends on whether the board's going to look at it like there's a silver lining to this grey cloud, or whether they just see the grey cloud that's going to rain.
Yeah.
Because for me, like we've been in the exact same position with Amarim. Look, we're 6th. You get me? We're X amount off 4th. We're X amount away from 15th. Which way did we see things? We saw it as, well, things will continue. I can't see a way out of this. I can't see where Tottenham are going to turn this around. Like, I know they've got a lot of players that are out and the weight into like Kulusevski and all the rest of it, but is he going to survive long enough to see all these players fully fit? Because if like I say, 3-4 bad games, and there's a lot of fixtures this month, 3-4 bad games by the middle of this month, he could be fucking close to relegation. And when
Yeah.
they think about it, and they're like, well, we finished, what was it? We finished 14th or 15th, and they finished a point or two below us, innit? So
Yeah.
realistically, they're not gonna want a bottom half of the table finish at all. And January is kind of, it's now or never. It's now or you see out the season kind of thing, innit?
Yeah.
Feel like if Tottenham get two, maybe three bad results, the hand's forced there. But again, they get two results in their favour, then yeah, we probably get to the end of the season. But
Yeah.
I can't see it. I
I
don't
think I,
see
I
who's
think
gonna
I
do
think
it.
both managers, Slot and Frank, I think they're both going to get to the end of the season. You know, I just think they will. I think the fact that it's Thomas Frank's first season, Slot won a title last season. I think they'll give him the benefit of the doubt, in my opinion, to get to at least have a chance of getting in the Champions League. Um,
I can see that with Slot, especially with he's
mm,
defending the title, in it. But
yeah,
with Thomas Frank, I'm not too sure, you know. Like
no,
I said, like you pointed it out before, bro. Like Ange won them the first trophy in forever and got sacked.
yeah,
Like there's nothing there for me to think Tottenham are that kind of club where they're like, nah, we're gonna stick by him, give him X amount of time. Well, why? Because the manager that actually won you something and was building something, you sacked. You
mm,
know what I mean? So I I don't know. I feel like it's fairly likely that Frank could go. I do feel like Slot definitely stays at least couple of games out until, you know what I mean? Like if he's nowhere near like the top six and there's fucking a month left of the season, he's getting sacked. You know what I mean?
yeah. I hear it. I hear it. Um, well, listen, man. As you said, man, Postecoglou winning a trophy, a European trophy that can't be said for many other teams. Yeah, he still got sacked, man. So yeah, you have to look at that. Thomas Frank, unfortunately, is not in that position. But again, Tottenham got Arsenal coming up as well in a couple of games' time. So yeah, man, who knows, man? Maybe Thomas Frank might be in charge there, but I think definitely, man, his results are gonna have to get better. And for
I feel
Sunderland,
like
man, I'm telling you now, Sunderland, they're having a great season, man. They're having a great. I did not expect them to have that season. And again, they've got Arsenal coming up at the Emirates. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that Arsenal beat them, man, because they're a tough team, and they'll probably be having their Afcon players back as well. So yeah, man. Listen, I'll be looking forward to that. Let's move on, guys, before we wrap it up. Everton and Brentford, 4-2 Brentford. Guys, I did tell you, man. You see this Igor Thiago guy, yeah? Don't be surprised if he gets a call up to the World Cup because a hat trick, he's second to Erling Haaland in terms of top goal scorers. And he's had a very good season in terms of scoring goals, man. And I think Brentford might even be eighth or something like that. And yeah, man, to get a hat trick against Everton, a team that's been in decent form. I think they've kind of dropped off, to be fair, quite lately. I know they got a win against Nottingham Forest, but I think the game before that was it the Arsenal game or another game? They've picked up some losses at home, but yeah, man. If it's not Kevin Schade, it's Igor Thiago, man. So these guys are just scoring goals, and then they got Dango Utara, who's at the Afcon as well. Utara, Schade, and Igor Thiago, man. That's a deadly front line there. I'm telling you, it's got pace, it's got goals, and by the time Arsenal play Brentford, I hope Utara's back and they play them free because TNR, man, we're gonna see what defense this Arsenal team does. Because TNR, they got some threats in their team, man. But yeah, Everton, Tierno Barry getting another goal, Beto getting a goal, but yeah, that's another loss on the bounce at home, man. And they're starting to drift down the table as well. Um, Newcastle beating Palace 2-0. Bruno Guimaraes, Malik Tior. Um, Again, Palace, man, they've been poor. And I think you have to say that Glasner, is looking like he wants out. Whether we go in for him or if it's an end of the season thing, I don't know. But I think
apparently
that. Go
I
on.
saw it on Sky Sports News about an hour ago that a thing pop up saying Glasner wants United.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, but
So I think he's come out and said something.
yeah, but I see something as well where they've identified someone anyway. But the fact that Glasner's contract's running down, United could go in for him, but I just don't know if it's going to be a summer thing. I don't know what's in their thinking, if they're looking at someone else. So, but there's no doubt in that. Yeah, Palace have slid down the table. They're actually in the bottom half now. Palace, I think they might be 11th or 12th. So, yeah, man, they were a team that were in the top four not too long ago, but now they're in the bottom half. So it just shows you. But even the points total they're on, as I said, is what 4 points from sixth place. So yeah, that can change just like that for them because this league table this season's crazy, man. But yeah, Newcastle, at home again, no surprise there. Again, Newcastle. Haven't Arsenal got to play Newcastle at home as well? Have they played them already at home?
No, I'm not too sure.
I think they got to play them at home, Arsenal.
I'll
I'm
check
pretty
that
sure they got to
now.
play them at home.
One sec. Arsenal.
I'm pretty sure they got to play them at home.
Oh, no. They've got
End of April.
Newcastle. Yeah, they've got Newcastle
End of
in
April at
April,
home.
innit? Yeah.
That's going to be a banana skin game for them as well. Again, listen, they've got some teams to play, man, which ain't going to be easy. I know City have got to play them at home as well, but listen, man, it's far from over. 18 games left to the end of the season. Plus, there's Champions League in there as well. So it's going to take its toll. It's going to take its toll. But yeah, Newcastle picking up the points. And again, I think Newcastle might actually be. Let me see what points they're on. So yeah, Newcastle are. So yeah, they're on. Yeah, Newcastle are ninth on 29 points, so 2 points from United. So yeah, man, it's looking interesting. They're a point behind Sunderland. They're northeast rivals. So yeah, man, it's a tight league, man. Tight league. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Banana skin when title's wrapped up. All right then, yeah. Who you trying to convince, myself or you? And in the last game, City Chelsea, obviously the late night game yesterday. You know what makes me laugh here is that I said in the first half when Haaland hit the post, yeah, I said I can see this being another game like Newcastle because you remember the Newcastle game, yeah. Haaland had a chance in the first minute where he should have scored and put it wide, yeah. And I said I just got a sneaky feeling it's going to be one of them days where City will get a goal, but if they don't kill the game off, the longer the game goes on, Chelsea will be in with a chance. And I'm not sure what happened to Ruben Diaz or Gavardio, but Ake and Kusanov haven't really had too much game time. And obviously, it's no surprise where the cross comes and then Ake should have cut it out. Kusanov made a mess of it. But the main problem there was Nico O'Reilly because the fact that O'Reilly, like you're in the last minute of the game, yeah, you're defending and O'Reilly, and again this would show in a sense his inexperience at playing left back because let's face it, he's actually a number 10. And the fact that he come out to Malo Gusto the way he did, slow, and then was square on, he allowed Gusto really to take him on like that. And then obviously the cross came in, good cross, probably should have been cut out. And then Enzo Fernandez getting the equalizer. And you can tell Pep was just pissed, man, because he knows that, that was 2 points dropped there. Because if they hold on to that, the funny thing is, if they hold on to that win, yeah, then they go into the Brighton game winning, putting the pressure back on Arsenal. But then now that game means that it's still 3 points to make up. So that's why it was a killer for them in a sense, But I mean, what did you make of the game anyway? Did you see the game?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Chelsea did surprisingly well considering like
Yeah.
they had what was it? I think it was the under 18s manager or something that was
Yeah,
actually
Mac
taking the
McFarlane, yeah.
yeah, like can't lie. I thought they actually did really well considering like coming up against City is always going to be a difficult game, but to come up
Yeah.
against them where everything's just been kind of thrown up in the air
Yeah.
and still somehow contain them to like force Haaland to have a bad game, cause that weren't just Haaland just wasn't like clicking, like he was forced to make errors and he was knocked off his game, you know what I mean? Realistically, I felt fucking Reece James did really well once again.
Bro, he's a
Um,
top player, man. Top player. You know what I mean?
well, for me, he was the standout of the game. Like,
Mm.
obviously, City, like kept coming forward, but if it weren't for Reece James, like, yeah, I do feel like City probably would have buried the game. But like you said, they were they. It was one of those games where you could kind of sense like they're gonna live to regret this. You know what I mean? They're gonna
Yeah.
regret not putting that away, and
Mm.
it's exactly what happened. And when Enzo did score, like it was a proper scruffy little finish as
Yeah.
well. Like,
Yeah.
but as long as it
I'm
ends up in the
thinking
back of the
Donnarumma
net,
have done better with the goal though.
yeah. Like to be fair, there was a few people that like you're saying there. O'Reilly should have done better.
Mm.
Kusanov should have done better. Ake probably should have done better. Donnarumma should have done better. Like right there, you've got pretty much there's one person in your whole back five that's not to blame here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
okay, fair few, but again, that was probably like you're saying, last minute of the game. They probably all like registered it as we've got 3 points there. It's done. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you can't do that until the whistle's blown, innit? Obviously,
Mm.
in it was uncharacteristic of City to turn off the way they did, though. I
Mm.
can't lie. Obviously,
You know what? The pressure was building though. You could see through the game it was building.
yeah.
Mm.
And to be fair, the last like 10 minutes, and when they announced the last 6 minutes of stoppage time, like you could see Chelsea really ramped up when they heard 6 minutes, and the crowd even started going again. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you could really sense something coming. So City shouldn't have switched off at all. Like
Mm.
they should have known better. But like I
Yeah.
say, I'm always going to be happy seeing City drop points, even if it means that Arsenal fans are going to get more deluded for a few more days or whatever. Let it happen, innit? I
Mm.
know City's always going to come back and steal the league off them. So, can, whilst I can take moments like that, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Fucking
Yeah.
loved watching Enzo run off into the crowd. Yeah, go on, lad. But like I say,
Mm.
can you take them when they come? Because City don't make mistakes like that often.
Boy, I think it's going to be scary for the league because I think that goal that could spark them into some serious focus now. So, clock enders, Arsenal fans, you need to be aware now because I'm saying this now. It's going to be 3 points by the time you guys play Liverpool. So, pressure's on, man. Pressure's on. Um, what is this? Don't care who wins Premiership as long as it's not Arsenal. Up the Geordies. Yeah, big up to Wonderful Horseshoe. You and me both. Listen, I think it's safe to say, man, that them guys ain't winning nothing, man. I'm saying this now. The only thing them guys are going to win, yeah, is the best second place. That's what they're going to win because when it comes to trophies, yeah, don't take them seriously, because the cracks are starting to appear with this team. I promise you. As Fitz said earlier, them guys have conceded 2 goals to Bournemouth. Don't be surprised if they concede again to Liverpool. As poor as Liverpool have been, just don't be surprised because we all know what happened at Anfield earlier in the season. So let's see, man. Let's see. But listen, we're gonna wrap it up anyway. Big up to everyone for coming through. Guys, as always, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel. Make sure you share the channel as well. big up to Clockenders, big up to all the newcomers as well coming on and interacting. Listen, you know, we're not going to agree, and this is what it's about. It's the rivalry at the end of the day. You know, I can't stand Arsenal, you know, and I'm pretty sure Clockenders can't stand Manchester United. But listen, there's no doubting, man, that we will have 13 players in that squad against Arsenal. There's no doubt in that, yeah. And as I said, our manager's gone. You know, we can start looking up now, thank God, because it was painful watching this team. So we can pray now that, you know, we'll see a four at the back, seeing the best players play, better players in better positions. And we'll see where this league takes us, man, and see who the appointment's going to be. And as I said, obviously we're going to be back Wednesday. You know, you got United against Burnley. You've got obviously City, Brighton, Villa, Palace, and a few other games. But that game on Thursday, Arsenal, Liverpool. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Arsenal can keep it up, man. But yeah, listen, it's been a 6 stream, guys. Obviously, Jonas couldn't come on because he was driving back from London, I believe. So yeah, obviously he'll be back next week, just like Fitz as well. And let's see what happens during the week, man. It's gonna be a big week for so many teams. But yeah, bro, big up for coming on each and every time as well.
Yeah, man. Every time. Thanks for having me, man. And just before I forget, Jonas, if you're locked in, Van Dijk kept Wilson on side for the first.
Oi, I have seen it. And is it the aura defending kicking in again? The lazy leg?
Bro, I'm telling you, this guy is not a centre back. But yo, everyone, remember to like and subscribe, innit?
Yeah, big up, bro. Big up. Is it Chris Smalling in the bun?
Nah, don't disrespect Smalling like that, bro. Smalling was better defensively.
My bad. Smalling, I take it back, man. Van Dijk's not on your level, man. Sorry. But yeah, listen, Van Dijk, you better be fixing up for this game on Thursday. I'll tell you that for free, man. Don't be doing none of that nonsense on Thursday, man. You got to try and keep this Arsenal team at bay, man. So yeah, listen, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But 6 points is nothing, and let's hope Liverpool can get some points and take off Arsenal. And again, United, Burnley, nothing less than 3 points. Darren Fletcher, obviously interim. Let's see what he can do. But yeah, guys, big up yourselves each and every time. Smash the like button, sub to the channel. I should be live, guys, possibly tomorrow. Hopefully there's some news that breaks. I'm not going to be live in the morning, but I should be live in the evening if there's some news that breaks. So yeah, keep an eye on the notification to see when I go live. And guys, make sure you go over and follow Fitz on his socials as well on Instagram. His Instagram link is in the description. So yeah, make sure you guys go and follow him. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next week again with Jonas back on as well with us. And obviously I'll catch you guys at some point, if not tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully Wednesday or Thursday. So yeah, we'll get into it. So big up yourselves each and every time. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Fitz, take it easy, yeah?
Yeah, man. Take care, bro.
Later.